Algebra 1 EOC Star Review, Category 3, Writing Linear Equations on page 15. We'll first note the linear equations that you find on your formula chart. The first equation is standard form, ax plus by equals c. This is the form that we space, move, divide to transform it to slope-intercept, or y equals mx plus b. Slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, we always start b and go m. So our b is our y-intercept and our m is our slope. Point slope form, where x1, y1 is the point, and we always think opposite of those two values that are given, the opposite of the x and y, and m again is our slope. And the last equation given is the slope of a line, change in y over the change in x. And remember, if you're given table values, we can enter those into StatEdit or Stat1 and then run a linear regression StatCalc4 to find the rate of change or the slope. So here we're given, it asks us to write an equation of a line that passes through the point -3/8 and has a slope of 1/3. So we're given a point and we're also given a rate of change or the slope. So the easiest form to put this in would be point slope form, which again is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Once we draw our line, we're ready to plug in our m, the slope, and then the x1, y1 point. Let's start with the slope. That's given to us. It's a rate of change of 1/3. And then when we plug in our point, our x1, y1, remember that it's opposite when we plug it into point slope form. So when I plug in this x1 value, we see that it's -3 is how it's given. So when we put it into point slope form, we write the opposite, +3. Same thing on the y1. The y1 is given as a +8. So when we plug it into point slope form, we see it as -8. Then to transform this to y equals mx plus b, to get y by itself, the first thing we will do is distribute the 1/3 on the right side. 1/3 times x is 1/3 x, and then 1/3 times +3 gives us the +1. Simply bring down the left side of y minus 8. We almost have y by itself, but not quite. We have -8. So we will move the -8 to the other side of the equation by adding 8 to both sides. And we're given y equals 1/3 x, 1 plus 8 is 9. Now we have the equation in slope-intercept form. Write a line that is parallel to the y-axis and passes through -5, 1. So we're going to sketch a graph of this problem. We know we have a point, -5, 1, and then another line that is parallel. So let's plot the point. -5, 1. Parallel means the same slope. So remember, parallel lines are lines that never touch. They have to have the same slope. And if it's going to be parallel to the y-axis, we know the y-axis is a vertical line. So that's our VUX, vertical line, undefined slope, x equals the x-intercept. So the equation to this would be x equals -5. I have a line that passes through -5, 1, and it is parallel to the y-axis. Here's a real-world situation. Miss Pierce conducted a survey in her class on the ages of famous people. The table below shows the results of her survey. Write an equation that could best represent the line of best fit for the given data. So we have the guesses on the left side of the table and the actual age on the right side. Remember, when we do a line of best fit, we are using StatEdit to enter in our L1 and L2 values, and then we can do a linear regression StatCalc4. So we enter this StatEdit. There you'll see the L1s and L2s. We just simply type those values that are given in. So it'll look, your calculator will look like this right here. Once your data is entered, we then go to Stat, Calculate. So you'll arrow once to the right and go down to Linear Regression. Then you'll scroll down to calculate. We'll run a linear regression on this data, and we get in y equals ax plus b, the a value is approximately 1.2, and the b value is approximately negative 4.3. So then we are able to write that, plug the a value and b value in for a and b to write the equation in slope-intercept form. Y equals 1.19x minus 4.3.